Stop going to networking events. You're wasting your time with losers. Networking is what powerless people do. It's what people do when they have nothing valuable to offer. Hand out business cards. Send LinkedIn messages to strangers. Attend mixers where everyone is pretending to care about each other while calculating what they can take. That's not building power. That's begging for scraps from people who have nothing to give you. Here's the truth nobody tells you. Powerful people don't network. They don't chase connections. They don't hand out cards at events hoping someone important notices them. They don't send cold messages asking for coffee. You know why? Because they don't need to. People come to them. Opportunities find them. Connections seek them out. Not because they're lucky. Because they built something worth noticing. 500 years ago, Machiavelli watched ambitious people waste their lives seeking favor from the powerful, begging for meetings, hoping for introductions, chasing access, and he realized something brutal. The act of seeking connection is an admission of powerlessness. When you're chasing, you're revealing you have nothing they need. When you're begging for attention, you're advertising your irrelevance. Power doesn't seek, power attracts. Today I'm going to destroy the lie that networking builds success. Then I'm going to show you what actually works. How to become the person people seek instead of the person who seeks. How to create so much value that opportunities chase you instead of you chasing them. This isn't about being antisocial, this is about understanding that desperate connection seeking makes you weaker, not stronger. If you want strategies that separate the powerful from the powerless, hit that subscribe button right now. This channel doesn't teach you to fit in, we teach you to dominate. Before we start, drop this in the comments. I build value, connections follow. Let's begin with why networking is just professional. Begging. Look at what networking really is. You go to an event, room full of people who don't know each other. Everyone has a name tag. Everyone has business cards. Everyone is smiling fake smiles and having fake conversations. And what's really happening? Everyone is calculating. What can this person do for me? Are they worth my time? Can they help my career? Should I waste 30 seconds on them or move to someone more useful? That's not connecting, that's using. Everyone in that room is a user looking for someone to use, including you. Handing out business cards is begging for attention. You're literally giving someone a piece of paper that says, please remember I exist. Please think about me later. Please consider me when you need something I might provide. That's not power. That's hoping someone more powerful than you will throw you an opportunity. LinkedIn messages from strangers are even worse. Hi, I'd love to connect. Translation: I want access to you even though I've given you no reason to give it to me. Can we grab coffee? Translation: Can you spend your valuable time giving me free advice while I give you nothing in return? These messages come from powerlessness, from people who have nothing valuable to offer, so they're fishing for people who do networking events. Our room's full of people who need something, need a job, need clients, need investors, need connections, need opportunities. Everyone is there because they're lacking something. And they think being in a room with other people who are also lacking things will somehow create abundance. It doesn't. It creates a competition of desperation. Everyone trying to seem more valuable than they actually are. Everyone pretending to have more to offer than they really do. Nobody wants to be there. Everyone wishes they were important enough that people would come to them instead. Machiavelli once said, "Men judge generally more by the eye than by the hand, for everyone can see and few can feel." Translation: People judge you by what they see you doing, and what they see at networking events is you seeking, you chasing, you begging for connections. You don't have the power to command naturally. That appearance of powerlessness becomes your reputation. Compare networking to being invited somewhere because you're valuable. Someone reaches out to you. They want to meet you. They value your time. They come to your location. They adjust to your schedule. That's respect. That's recognition of value. That's power. Networking is the opposite. You're chasing them. You're adjusting to their schedule. You're hoping they'll remember you. If networking feels fake and exhausting, hit that like button right now, because it is fake, and you're right to hate it. Drop this in the comments. I don't network, I attract. Stop chasing connections. Start becoming so valuable that connections chase you. This is the shift that changes everything. Powerful people don't seek access to other powerful people. They become so excellent at what they do that access is given to them freely. When you're exceptional, when you're undeniable, when you create results that speak louder than any pitch, people want you in their circle. Not because you asked, because you're worth having. Value attracts everything. Value attracts opportunities. Value attracts clients. Value attracts investors. Value attracts mentors. Value attracts partnerships. You don't need to chase any of it when you have real value. It comes to you. But most people skip this step. They want the connections without building the value. They want access without earning it. They want opportunities without creating the excellence that deserves opportunities. So they network, they chase, they beg, and they wonder why nothing comes from it. Build skills that make you undeniable. Master your craft. Become excellent at something that matters. Create results that can't be ignored. Build a portfolio that speaks for itself. Develop expertise that people need. That's what creates power, not business cards, not LinkedIn connections, not coffee meetings with strangers. Excellence. When you're truly excellent, people notice. When you're truly valuable, people talk about you. When you're truly exceptional, opportunities find you without you seeking them. Think about master craftsmen. The best plumber in your city doesn't go to networking events. People call him. The best lawyer doesn't hand out business cards at mixers. Clients seek her out. The best developer doesn't send LinkedIn messages begging for work. Companies recruit him. Why? Because their skill is undeniable. Their value is obvious. Their results speak. They built power through excellence, not through seeking connections. That's the model. Build something so good that people can't ignore you. Create value so obvious that opportunities appear without networking. Machiavelli once said, "It is better to be feared than loved, if you cannot be both." Translation, it's better to be respected for your value than liked for your networking ability. Respect comes from excellence. Likability comes from desperation to be accepted. Choose respect, build value. Let connections follow naturally. Drop this in the comments. My value attracts, my excellence connects. Quality beats quantity every single time. Someone has 5,000 LinkedIn connections. How many would help them if they needed it? Maybe 5. Probably 0. Because those aren't connections. Those are names on a list. Digital contacts that mean nothing. Fake relationships built on fake networking. Compare that to someone with 10 real connections. 10 people who actually know them, who trust them, who value them, who would take a call, who would make an introduction, who would invest time helping them. Those 10 connections are worth more than 5,000 fake ones. One real mentor beats 100 coffee chats with strangers. A mentor who knows you, who invests in you, who opens real doors, who gives real advice, who makes real introductions. That single relationship creates more value than attending 50 networking events. Because depth matters more than breadth. Real relationships are built over time through mutual value exchange, through trust earned slowly, through proving yourself consistently. You can't network your way into that, you can only earn it. Most networks are worthless lists. People collect contacts like they're collecting trophies. Look how many people I know. Look how many connections I have. Look how many business cards I collected. None of it matters if none of them would actually help you. A network's value isn't in size. It's in strength, in depth, in mutual respect and real relationships. 5 people who would go to war for you beat 5,000 people who wouldn't answer your call. Stop counting connections. Start building real relationships. That means going deep with few people instead of shallow with many. That means investing time in people who matter, instead of spreading yourself thin across people who don't. That means being selective about who you let into your circle, instead of accepting every connection request. Quality relationships require quality effort, and quality effort can only be given to a small number of people. Machiavelli once said, "Since it is difficult to join them together, it is safer to be feared than loved when one of the two must be lacking." Translation: if you can't have many quality connections, have few powerful ones. One strong relationship with someone valuable beats 1,000 weak relationships with people who aren't. Drop a comment right now with how many real connections you actually have. Not LinkedIn numbers, Real people who would help you without hesitation. Drop this in the comments. Quality connections, not quantity contacts. Stop attending events. Start creating them. Attendees are seekers, organizers are providers. When you attend someone else's event, you're in their world, playing by their rules, competing for attention with everyone else who showed up. You're a spoke, disposable, forgettable, irrelevant. But when you create the event, when you organize the gathering, when you build the platform, you're the hub. Everyone comes to you. Everyone seeks your attention. Everyone wants to be in your space. That's power. Position yourself as the hub, not the spoke. The hub controls the network. The hub decides who gets access. The hub determines who connects with who. Spokes are passive. They show up hoping for something. Hubs are active. They create the space others want to enter. This applies to everything, not just events, online communities, podcasts, YouTube channels, newsletters, mastermind groups, any platform where people gather. If you create it, you control it. And control is power. Create platforms people want to join. Build something valuable that attracts valuable people. A community, a resource, a space, a conversation. When you build something people want access to, they come to you. They seek you out. They ask to join. They prove their value to you. The dynamic reverses completely. You're no longer chasing them. They're chasing you. That's the shift from powerless to powerful. Power flows to those who control the space, not those who enter it hoping for scraps. When you create the gathering, you decide who attends. You set the standards. You determine the culture. You make the introductions. Everyone else is operating in your world. That's leverage you'll never have as an attendee. Machiavelli once said, "The lion cannot protect himself from traps, and the fox cannot defend himself from wolves. One must therefore be a fox to recognize traps, and a lion to frighten wolves." Translation: be smart enough to create your own platforms. Be strong enough to make people come to you. Stop attending their spaces. Build your own. Drop this in the comments. I create spaces, I don't seek access. Be so good they can't ignore you. That's the entire strategy. Not networking, not connecting, not relationship building. Just undeniable excellence. When you're truly exceptional at something valuable, visibility happens automatically. People talk about you. People reference your work. People recommend you. People seek you out, all without you chasing anyone. Results speak louder than business cards ever could. Stop trying to be seen, start being worth seeing. There's a massive difference. Trying to be seen is posting constantly, attending every event, shaking every hand, sending every message, desperate visibility. Worth seeing is creating work so good people can't help but notice. Building results so impressive people naturally talk about them. Developing expertise so deep people seek it out. Earn visibility. One is exhausting and fake. The other is effortless and real. Let your work do the networking. Every project you complete is marketing. Every result you create is advertising. Every problem you solve is a billboard. When your work speaks, you don't need to. People see what you've done. They understand your value without you explaining it. They reach out because they need what you do, not because you convince them to care. Your portfolio is more powerful than your pitch. Your results are more convincing than your sales talk. Your track record is more impressive than your business card. Success attracts better than schmoozing. The person with proven results gets calls without making calls. The person with undeniable skills gets offers without applying. The person with obvious value gets sought without seeking. Build that level of excellence and networking becomes irrelevant. You won't need it because opportunities will find you. Machiavelli once said, "Everyone sees what you appear to be, few experience what you really are." Translation: appear excellent through your work, not through your networking. Let results reveal what you really are. Excellence is the only visibility strategy that matters. If this is changing how you think about building a career, hit that subscribe button right now for more truth that destroys conventional advice. Drop this in the comments. My work speaks louder than my words. Less available equals more valuable. This is counterintuitive but absolutely true. When you're always available, always responding, always attending, always accepting invitations, you signal low value. You signal that you have nothing better to do. You signal that you're grateful for any opportunity. That gratitude becomes your identity. And grateful people don't command respect, they receive pity. But when you're selective, when you say no more than yes, when you're difficult to reach, when you turn down invitations, you signal high value. You signal that your time is precious. You signal that access to you is limited. That scarcity creates demand. Saying no creates mystery and demand. People wonder why you said no. They wonder what you're doing that's more important. They wonder what it takes to get a yes from you. That wondering is working in your favor. Because mystery creates interest, and interest creates value. When everyone can have you, no one wants you. When few can have you, everyone wants you. It's basic economics applied to relationships. Scarcity increases value. Abundance decreases it. Always available means never valued. Think about it. The person who always answers immediately, who always has time for a meeting, who always accepts the invitation. What does that signal? That they're not busy, that they're not in demand, that they're waiting around, hoping for something to do. Compare that to the person who takes 3 days to respond, who says their calendar is full for the next month, who declines most invitations. What does that signal? That they're busy because they're valuable, that their time is occupied because it's in demand, that access to them is limited because others already secured it. Be strategic about your availability. Don't be available to everyone. Don't respond immediately to everything. Don't accept every invitation. Create artificial scarcity if you have to, until real scarcity develops naturally. Because scarcity makes people chase you instead of you chasing them. And being chased is always better than chasing. Machiavelli once said, "It is better to be feared than loved, if you cannot be both." Translation: it's better to be scarce and sought than available and ignored. Scarcity creates fear of missing out. Availability creates assumption of unlimited access. Choose scarcity. Drop this in the comments. My scarcity creates my value. Give value first, relationships follow automatically. Here's where most networkers get it wrong. They ask, "What can you do for me?" before they offer anything. They want introductions, advice, opportunities, connections, all taking, no giving. That approach fails because it's transparent. Everyone sees through it. You're using them. And people hate being used. But when you give first, when you solve someone's problem without asking for anything, when you create value for them before requesting value from them, everything changes. They remember, they appreciate, they feel indebted. And that goodwill compounds into real relationships built on mutual value exchange. Don't ask, "What can you do for me?" Ask, "What can I do for you?" Find their problem, solve it. Expect nothing in return. That generosity creates powerful goodwill. They'll remember who helped them when they needed it. They'll want to reciprocate. They'll look for ways to return the favor. And when they do, the relationship is real, built on mutual benefit, not on one person using another. This is how powerful people build networks without networking. They give value freely. Relationships form naturally. No business cards required. Create goodwill that compounds. Every person you help becomes someone who might help you later. Not because you asked, because they want to, because reciprocity is human nature. When someone does something for you without expectation, you naturally want to do something for them. It's built into us. So when you give value without asking for anything, you're creating invisible debts that will be repaid voluntarily. That's more powerful than any transactional networking could ever be. Reciprocity without expectation builds power. When you help people expecting nothing, you build a reputation as a giver, as someone valuable, as someone worth knowing. That reputation spreads. People talk about who helped them, who solved their problem, who gave without taking. Your name gets mentioned. Your value gets recognized. Opportunities appear, all because you gave first without keeping score. Machiavelli once said, "The promise given was a necessity of the past. The word broken is a necessity of the present." Translation: don't promise value someday. Give value today. Don't talk about what you could do. Do it now without being asked. Action creates relationships. Promises create nothing. If you've been a taker instead of a giver, hit that like button right now. It's time to reverse that. Drop this in the comments. I give value first. relationships follow naturally. You now understand why networking is for the powerless. Let's make this absolutely clear. Stop going to networking events where everyone is seeking and no one is providing. Stop handing out business cards like you're begging for attention. Stop sending LinkedIn messages to strangers hoping they'll care about you. Stop chasing connections you haven't earned through value. All of that is powerless behavior. All of that is admitting you have nothing worth noticing. Here's what powerful people do instead. They build undeniable value. They become so good at something important that people seek them out. They create work that speaks louder than any introduction could. They develop skills that make them indispensable. They solve problems that matter. They build things people want access to. And then, connections appear, opportunities arrive, relationships form, all without chasing, all without networking, all through the magnetic force of real value. Machiavelli understood this 500 years ago. Power doesn't seek, power attracts. When you're valuable, when you're excellent, when you're undeniable, you don't need to network. The network comes to you. People want you in their circle. Opportunities want you involved. Resources flow toward you, not because you chased them, because you built something worth chasing. That's the difference between the powerful and the powerless. Powerless people network. Powerful people create value that networks can't ignore. Stop networking. Start building. Build skills that matter. Build work that impresses. Build results that speak. Build value that attracts. Build excellence that can't be ignored. Build yourself into someone so valuable that connections become inevitable instead of something you have to chase desperately. That's real power. That's real success. That's how you win without begging. Do 3 things right now. Hit that like button if networking always felt fake to you. Subscribe for more truth that destroys conventional career advice. Drop in the comments what value you're building starting today instead of wasting time networking. Remember, networking is what powerless people do when they have nothing valuable to offer. Don't be powerless. Build value. Attract success. Command respect. Let them chase you. Drop this final affirmation. I build value. I attract connections. I command opportunities. Networking is beneath me.